year, I've been a bad girl. And I have not filmed a plan with me in 3 weeks. So, my remembrance of what really happened any of these weeks this week that I'm about to plan for is low. I feel like I've lived 8 lifetimes since then, since this week, which is going to be September 1st through the 7th. Since then, my sisters came to visit, my friend Emily's came to visit. There's just been a lot that has happened since this point in time, but you know, it's all good. It is truly all good. So we're just gonna jump on into it. I'm gonna be using the cherry cola kit from SPC. My like flip up camera is so crusty dusty. I keep laying it where it gets like wax crumbles on it, but anywho, we're gonna be using this kit, which is so very cute. So very cute. Like the brightness a little bit too high. There we go. Got some extra boxes there, which I think we may need, because I don't think I got any add-ons with this kit that are like box related. Yeah, I don't really want to use that if I don't have to. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to. Okay. That's fine, it's all good. We have got the bundle here that I'm going to be using, which is the cherry bundle in Red Violet. I've got my customs here, and it comes with the cherry headers. We have got these pages standard, the overlays, the washi, and the underlays. And whatever, we'll figure it out. Okay, well, I'm not going to use those boxes. We have these. We do unfortunately need to use that box. I just don't have a quote, so I can actually use multiple quotes with this kit, but I did not think ahead to look, as I never do. I literally need to be better about that so that I can like, because like I sell individual quotes or like a 4-pack of quotes, whatever, but no, here we are. So we're just going to jump into it. This was the week before my birthday and the week before my sister came. My last week in my 20s. So basically, on Monday, we did the classic. We got groceries. We went to McDonald's. I filmed some videos. Don't ask me what I was filming. Could not tell you. It done been too long. I can pull up my Goodreads to tell you what I was reading though, which I've been in a reading slump for the majority of September, which has been very devastating, I will admit. I listened to this day all of The Opposite of Butterfly Hunting, which is Evanna Lynch, who plays Luna Lovegood in Harry Potter. It's her memoir and about her struggle with an ED. So these are the days of the week from my shop, unfoiled of course, and this is font choice 5, and then I'll use the date numbers that come in the foil bundle, which are also font choice 5. They'll be in the Red Violet, and the hole protectors from the foil bundle, which are hole choice 3 in Red Violet. So I listened to that, and I also started listening to the Love Con by Ceresia Glass, which is for an upcoming video where I read nerdy books, which that video took me 8,000 years to film. I literally just finished the last book for it yesterday, which is just crazy for me. And I was reading Cash by Jessica Peterson on my Kindle, which is like a cowboy romance. So that was everything essentially for that day. Or no, for that first half of the day. Then I did work, and Chris and I watched Dimension 20. It was so annoying actually, like halfway through this week, Dropout TV, their like app where you can watch Dimension 20, just like wasn't working for days on end. And we were on the last episode of junior year, which is the last available season, and it took like 5 years in between seasons 2 and 3. I think a lot of that has to do with COVID, because season 2 ended at the beginning of the pandemic. So I'm hoping that that's why. I know that they've renewed for like season 4 and 5 possibly, but like the way that I have to wait is making me want to DIE a little bit, But we like were basically being like freaking tormented because we couldn't watch the last episode, which was so irritating. It's like a 3-hour-long finale of the whole season. Everything had been leading up to that. I was so irritated. Oh, there's no scene. Okay. Okay. Always really throws me off when that's the case. So we'll just do a little something like this. And I'm gonna do the girl who's laying down on the towel on the other side. So we'll put this towel on this side. Works for me. And then you guys will get a better look at the foil when we zoom in. I decided I wasn't gonna like fuck with it right now for me to then have to fuck with it again when we zoom in. You know what I mean? So that was everything for Monday. Tuesday, I was working on D&D stuff. We were going to be having our session 0 for my new virtual D&D group that I started, and I wanted to be prepared for session 0, so I was getting everything situated that day prior. I did cook something. What? Could not tell you. Literally zero answer. And I did read. I was continuing to read both the LoveCon and Cash via audio and Kindle, respectively. And we watched more Dimension 20. Then on Wednesday, I called my dad, as I do. I finished up working on the D&D stuff because I was getting really nervous. Like, when I get nervous, I get hives. So I was like really stressing out about everything. And then I was like, I need to just take a step away. And I watched some YouTube to like decompress before the session because I was just so nervous about making a fool of myself. So I did that. Chris brought me home dinner, and then I did have our session 0 where everybody made their characters. We ended up with a Dragonborn cleric, a halfling, I believe, ranger, a elf rogue. I just want to like make sure that I'm not incorrect about my information. You know what I mean. We've got a halfling ranger, a dragonborn cleric, a human wizard, a halfling druid, a elf rogue, and a human paladin. So it worked out great. We were able to build our cute little team. I am super excited to see where it goes in future sessions. So Thursday was a big filming day. I did a ton of filming, and then I watched a bunch of YouTube, talked on the phone with my dad again because I had told him that I was really stressed out about like the D&D thing, and he wanted an update, and it was like a lot to try to text. So I called him, and then I got my period. So my whole life my period's been like pretty standard, but over the last like few years it's just getting like worse and worse pain wise, and so it was just like really horrible vibes. Just the cramps were cramping, you know what I mean? So I marked that, and I was like, Chris, I need McDonald's or I'm gonna die. So he got us fast food on the way home, and then I laid in bed and watched TV with my heating pad. Friday, Chris and I went and got food. I don't really recall where we went. I think this might have been the first day that we went to this like newish restaurant to us called 5-4, but I'm not positive. And then we did a little bit of shopping. I came home and relaxed a bit. I worked on orders, I watched YouTube, and then I did a whole bunch of editing. Saturday morning, this has been like the new thing that I've been doing. It's not like the best habit I've gotten into, but usually either Friday or Saturday, one of like the weekend days, I will go and get Chris and I McDonald's breakfast. Mainly because at this point I'm just like itching to get outside. So I did that. I talked to my sister on the phone. She was getting ready to come into town the next week. So we were just like touching base on everything and getting everything situated for that. And so after I talked to her, I did read. I also read the days I didn't mention. It just wasn't a long enough read. Like, I did finish on the 4th Cash by Jessica Peterson, and then I finished listening to on the 4th The Love Con. And then I started listening to on the 6th Asylum by Madeline Rowe. So I began that this day. Then I read, then after reading, we had game night this night. I'm not really sure why we did it on Saturday, but we did. And I'm pretty sure we did Daggerheart, which was so fun. I'm really having such a great time with it. And then I had a bit of a YouTube binge whenever we got home, because no matter what time we get home, we could get home at 1 in the morning, I need to decompress before I can fall asleep. I just can't go immediately into sleep. My body does not allow it. That is not a superpower of mine. Sunday, I worked and I read. I listened to all of Beneath the Stands by Emily McIntyre, second book in a series, as well as To Con a Gentleman by Sarah Adams. I also began our book club book on my Kindle, which was Forget Me Not by Stacey Willingham. Also, I remember now that Friday, Chris was getting a haircut, and we went and got Hot Pot and went shopping. That was my birthday celebration. Chris and I went to get Hot Pot, and then we went shopping for my birthday. That's what that was about. So the way that I forgot that that's what that was about is kind of sad. But yeah, moving on to Sunday. I think that's what I was just reading off with those books. And we did get Panda. Panda has been like a very much like fixation for me recently, which I was off of it for like a year because I had like a bad meal and like a bad piece of chicken, and that's like enough to really steer me clear. But I started getting half orange chicken and half honey sesame chicken, and oh my god, it's been a game changer. So we did that, watched some YouTube, and then because we weren't able to watch Dimension 20, we had started season 2 of Wednesday. I wasn't really like vibing with it at first, but at this point, we'd watched a couple of episodes and I was in it to win it. So we did some binge watching of Wednesday. Obviously, there's no scene, so we're gonna be using some of like the little corners and stuff, which is completely fine. Like, and some of like the little cherry deco to use kind of like as box overlays, which again, I have absolutely no qualms with doing that. Pop those on. I actually hate cherry cola, if I'm being honest with you. I think it's disgusting. I'm a purist when it comes to my cola. I don't like, some people put like lemon in their soda. I hate that. I hate cherry in the soda. I hate vanilla Coke. I hate any flavor other than just plain. But let me know, are you into the flavored colas, or are you too a more purist when it comes to your Coke? But yeah, that was pretty much everything for this week. I was basically just trying to like get like ahead on work to prepare for my sister coming into town. It was a pretty easy week to do so because I also the next week was having like a one-day sale for my birthday. So I wasn't having treat week or anything this week that I'm planning because of that. So I was really able to have like a chill weekend but still be able to not get behind, which was amazing. The colors of this kit are just so fun. I do love cherries though. Cherries are in fact my favorite fruit, in case you wondered. Not that I think literally a single one of you did, but if you were ever like, damn, what's Hannah's favorite fruit? It is indeed the cherry. The cherry. which I feel like is kind of an odd one. Chris hates cherries, not because he hates how they taste, but because he thinks that the pits are just like not worth the effort. I could not disagree more. I think they're always worth the effort. I do like the pops of blue in this as well. I think that's super fun. Okay. And I feel like using this color foil, I feel like is a good like transition color between like summer and fall. Granted, it's still like 90 degrees out in Texas and today's the 22nd. I don't mind because I'm a summer girly. I hate the fall personally. And that's something I will stand 10 freaking toes on because I hate it. I think it's depressing. Everything dies. Especially back when I lived up north and it was really cold, it was just like, I felt like I was in Game of Thrones and I was just like, winter is coming. You know what I mean? So that's something I will always be standing 10 toes on, but I do think that this kit and this color is like a good beginning of September, end of August kit. Not that that matters by the time you guys see this. It'll be, I think this is gonna go out this upcoming Friday, like the same week. So the 26th will be my guess. Well, might even get it edited today, truly, because after I finish filming these 3 planned with me's, I have one other. I need to get ready and film a book video, but then all that's left to do is just begin my editing bullshit. But that's the base. That's really cute. We're gonna zoom in for the day by day. Okay, guys, for my customs for this spread, we're going to be using font choice 15, and again we're going to continue on with using the red violet color. Now we're going to start up here at the top with all my morning activities of groceries, McDonald's, filming, and reading. Okay, so we're gonna use a ton of mini icons. You can get these in the shop. This is the mini little thing icon sheet. There is a 2.0, which is like filled in icons, so they're more like chunky. And then there are also tons of sheets of individual icons. If there is an icon you would love to see a full sheet of, let me know. And so we're going to use the grocery cart icon for getting groceries, the fast food icon, which there is full sheets of in the shop for getting fast food, for getting McDonald's. Then we're going to use the filming camera for filming, and then the mini book for reading, which there are full sheets of the read as well, or the books as well. So in font 15, we're going to grab our groceries, our McDonald's, a good old film, and a good old read. Perfect. Moving down here, we're going to use work. And that we watched Dimension 20. I love all the patterns in this kit, are so fun. So for working, I'm just gonna grab Lottie at her computer. And for Dimension 20, I'm just gonna grab the D20. They come in the doodles. Grab a work script and a D20 script. Wonderful. On to Tuesday, I worked on D&D stuff. So that'll be the first thing that I mark, and I am gonna pull out. I just made myself like about a bazillion D20 stickers. So I'm just gonna reach into my arsenal of stickers to grab a D20 for that, as well as I had a bit of a YouTube binge. So for YouTube binge, I'm gonna grab the YouTube laptop from the Doodles, and then I'm just gonna grab a work and a YouTube binge script. Down here, I'm gonna mark that I cooked something, evidently. It might have been the day that I made vegetable soup. That's like my best guess. And then I read and watched Dimension 20. Read and D20. So for cooking, I'm gonna grab the cutting board icon from the mini icons sheet. I do believe there are full sheets of those in the shop. I'm gonna grab the other mini book. The foil bundles come with 2 of each icon. And then I'm gonna grab the TV mini icon, which is probably the best selling individual sheet out of all of them. We're gonna grab a cook script from my custom multi, as well as a read and a D20. Amazing. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I'm gonna mark is that I talked on the phone with my dad. I did a little bit of like final work on the D&D stuff. And I did regular work. This was regular work, sticker work. And then I watched some YouTube. Like, I don't know how this fit before. It's because this is quite far down. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So for talking on the phone with my dad, I'm going to use the smartphone icon from the mini icons sheet. For working, we're just going to grab the laptop icon from the mini icons sheet. And for watching YouTube, I'm going to grab the movie clapper, which there are full sheets of in the shop, but it's also on the mini icons sheet. I'm going to grab a with dad custom. I definitely am short a with dad script. I fucked that up. So we'll figure it out when we get there. Going to grab a work script. And then I'm going to grab a YouTube binge script. Perfect. I think I might just not put the other with dad in, because there's like enough stuff down there that I don't need to. You know what I mean? We'll see though. Then I'm going to mark that we got fast food this night. I distinctly remember that it was Panda, because my fortune cookie was something about starting a new adventure, and it was I was eating it right before I got on the Discord call for my new D&D group, and I was like, it's giving good vibes. So I was really hype about that. I thought it was really cute. And then I watched some Dimension 20 in the evening after we were done. So for getting fast food, I'm going to use the fast food icon from the mini icons sheet. For Dimension 20, I'm just going to grab something from my random sheet of D20s that I made for myself. And then I'm going to use the other TV icon for our watching Dimension 20. So for fast food, I'm actually going to use the fast food script that comes in the foil bundle. So that's going to be in font choice 5. For D&D, I'm going to grab the script from my custom multi, and same with D20. Amazing. Love it. Moving on to the second half of the week. First thing I'm going to mark is film. Really big. Must have been a real big filming day, evidently. Not that I have a single memory of it, but I trust and believe myself. And then I watched YouTube. So for this big old filming day, I'm going to use this Lottie, who's just smiling, because why not? And for YouTube binge, I'm going to grab the retro TV. And then I'm going to put in film and YouTube binge. So this is where my other talking to my dad belongs. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna not put it in, because it's just gonna make my life easier to not. So put this in to mark that I got my bitch ass period. Had to get takeout. Is anybody else, whenever they get their period, like the only thing that's gonna make you feel even remotely better is some good old McDonald's? Or is that like a only me situation? And then some TV time. I'm pretty sure we were watching Wednesday this day, but you know, I'm gonna use the panties icon from the mini icons sheet because I was not feeling good. For getting takeout, I'm gonna pick the car icon from the mini icons sheet because just ran through the drive-through. And then for watching TV, I'm gonna grab Lottie, just chillin'. I'm gonna grab a WTF script for my period because I felt like death. For getting fast food, I'm gonna grab the takeout script, and this is in font choice 6, and the TV time, which is in font choice 4. Stellar. Then here, I'm gonna mark, this was me and Chris going on my birthday celebration. Now that I remember that that's what this was. We went and got lunch, we got hot pot, which was so good, and then we went to do a little bit of shopping. I picked out some books at the bookstore and he purchased them for me for my B-day. And then this is gonna be for just relaxing because I literally felt like shit. So for getting hot pot, we'll use Lottie with her fork and knife. For going shopping, I'm gonna use the shopping bag icon. And then for relaxing, I'm just gonna use the bed icon because that was me curled up in bed dying. I'm gonna grab a with Chris script for us getting food. And then for shopping, I'm gonna use the foil, one in the foil bundle, it's in font choice 6, as well as the relax script in the foil bundle, which is also in font choice 6. Then down here, I'm gonna mark working. Where's the sheet? Here it is. Okay. Work. YouTube binge. And a big fat editing session. There's that. So for working, we can use this computer here. For watching YouTube, I just used a heart icon from the mini icons sheet. And then for editing, I'm gonna use the computer icon from the mini icons sheet. I'm being really lazy right now about not feeling like pulling out my sticker collection. So we'll put a work script in. We'll grab the YouTube binge script from the foil bundle, which is font choice 4, and edit. Looks really cute. Up here, we're gonna mark that I got Mickey D's Brekkie poo. Then I did talk on the phone with my sister, my little sister, and then I got to work. Amazing. So for getting McDonald's, I'm again gonna use the car icon. I think the car icon works perfectly fine for getting takeout because I literally just be rolling up in the car. And for talking on the phone with my sister, I'm gonna grab the other smartphone icon and the mini icons sheet. And then for working, we will grab the planner icon because I be making planner stickers. Grab a little McD's. We'll grab a talk to sis and a work script. Then we did a bit of reading, and we had game night, which again, I'm pretty positive just based on the vibes of like the last time we had, like I just know that it was Dagger Heart, okay? I don't know why we had it on Saturday. That part does elude me, but you know, and then watched YouTube. So, reading. Should grab some sort of book icon. Did that. I did have D&D. Should be fine color-wise. And then watched YouTube. I'm gonna grab the other movie clapper icon immediately. So we're gonna grab a read script. We're gonna grab a game night script, and I'm just gonna like make it be stacked. Night, game, and YouTube binge. Then over here, we're gonna grab our last box for work and read. So for working on this one, I'm gonna grab the packages because I package up orders always on Sundays. For reading, we will just grab Lottie with her headphones because I guarantee you it was audiobooks while I was working. Was the reading I was getting done this day. Got Panda. Little things, where art thou? Here they are. Got some Panda. Watched some YouTube. And binge watched some Wednesday. So for getting Panda, I'm just gonna grab the other heart icon from the mini icons sheet. For watching YouTube, what do we wanna use? We'll use the bed because I watched it while I was laying in bed. That works. And then for Wednesday, I don't know. We're just gonna use the couch, okay? Because I'm being lazy. Panda, YouTube binge, and then for the last thing from the foil bundle, we'll grab our good old binge watch and font choice 5. I don't ever sit on the couch, ever, especially not to watch TV, but nobody's gonna know other than you that I'm a liar about that. But that is everything. We'll zoom out and take a peek at this finished spread. And then I'm 1/3 done with these plan with me's. But that's everything, folks, and I'll see you next time. Bye!